your steering system is in need of a refresh and you're in search of an affordable solution for your 2005 through 2018 four-wheel drive Toyota Tacoma, this front, inner, and outer tie rod set will be a great place to start. The factory steering system isn't always bulletproof, especially when you put on larger tires, so this is going to serve as a great replacement if you've started to notice some wear and tear or additional play in your steering. This kit will tighten up that loose or flighty feeling for the Tacoma owner looking to do some maintenance and isn't looking to completely change out the entire steering system, but does want to tackle a little bit more than just the ends for some reliable steering. Now you can usually tell the tie rods are going from the loose and sloppy steering that causes your tires to wander, vibrations through your steering system, and sometimes you can even hear them clunking while you're turning, all a recipe for disaster if they fail. Now usually the ball joint is the first one to go, which is usually due to a ripped or a damaged boot here, letting in debris, and larger tires putting more pressure on the steering system. Now this kit will refresh both the inner links that tend to get neglected and the outer links with most likely what are banged up ball joints with fresh ones. Now all four will bolt into the factory system, so you're not going to have to worry about any modifications. However, what I do recommend after install is to make sure that you get your truck aligned for the best drivability and the safest drivability. This will again be a factory style replacement, so you can expect OE quality made of a solid steel construction, and they will be threaded to factory specs for a reliable fit. Now the tie rods will have factory style ball joints with refreshed pre-greased boots and new hardware, so you can ditch whatever is currently on there and not have to worry about reusing anything. Now this will come in at roughly $100 for the entire kit, being very affordable compared to other choices. Now what I like about this kit is that it comes with both the inner and outer tie rods, so you're going to be sure to eliminate any wear in the system, both inner and outer, and you can tackle it all in one job compared to kits that are sold separately. This also just keeps it to the tie rods if you don't want to replace the entire steering and suspension kit like other options available on the page, whether you just don't need to yet or you want to start in one spot so you can save a couple bucks. Install will be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you roughly 4 or so hours to get the job done with the right tools and setup. And like I mentioned, you will need an alignment after to ensure proper drivability, tire wear, and safety, so keep that in mind and add that to the bill. Now speaking of the install, one of our customers here has put these on their Tacoma and is going to walk you through a detailed breakdown, whether you are doing this at home or you're just curious about the install. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
So we're going to use 22 vice grips, 1/2 inch impact to take the wheels off, 17, 18, 21, and a 12 for the skid plate, 2 extra lights, pry bar, screwdriver, little impact, that's a thread locker, and the tie rod tool, the torque wrenches for the wheels for when you get done. All right, we're gonna start by taking this quarter panel. There it is. Just bend it down so you can get it out. Nope, I didn't bend it down all the way. Get in there, make sure it's bent down. And just pry it out just like that. All right, so now you found the right socket. Take the 19, put it on here. Just like that. Castle nut comes off. Then you want to take your little sledge. I usually smack here or here. Since we're replacing this, it don't really matter. Give it a few bonks. There it is, she's loose. All right, then you're gonna grab you a pair of pliers. Loosen that up. Get you a nice grip on it. Ooh. I mean, it should just pull off there just like that. It has a little bit of slack in it. And then we're almost ready to get into the inner. Then you want to get your sledge, pry bar, stick in here like this. just like that until that clamp breaks off. See the clamps right here? You just slide your boot, free it up, and should be pretty good to go. Oh. All right, grab your vice grips, put them on there like this, strap it down, then you're gonna take this. But what I did first was I put my tie rod back in there, put the castle nut down a few threads, and then you just wanna put it on there. Turn it down, and that loosens it. Just give it a couple turns. Should be good. Now we want to take the castle nut back off. Pull that back out, and then you want to count your turns when you got it loose. So let's see. You're gonna count your turns, go full turns. So that's 1. Make sure it's aim at the bottom. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. So we got 12 and a half, close to 13 turns, so we're just gonna call it 13 turns. All right, so you put your vice grip on here, take your 22 socket, put it on there, pull it out a little bit, and then make sure you have it on reverse, where you're taking it off, reverse, forward, whichever one, you know your impact. Pull the nut off just like that. All right, and then you just take your vice grip to get your nut off. Well, your pliers, grab a hold of it, pull your whole boot off. And then next will be the tie rod tool. We have to take off this big thing, but before, that's not really that big, but this thing, before you do that, you want to put your pry bar in here. So grab a light, so that way you can see. Put your pry bar in here, and you see this metal tab that's turned down. There's one on this end, and there's one right down here on the bottom that you can't really see. And then what you want to do is you want to smack those out to release your inner tie rod. All right, what you want to do is take your pry bar and get up under here where I told you it was bent. Hopefully it's that little edge right there. Hopefully you can see it. And then you want to give it a couple taps till you see it bend back. And then you want to come up front here. Do the same thing on the front side. All right, now you're ready for your tie rod tool. So we swapped out the tie rod tool for a pipe wrench. Seems to work a lot better.
Imagine that.
There you go. Once it's loose, then you just turn it with your hand.
Give it the old twist.
The old twist. Yay. And it's out. About time. All right, you take your little bit of lock-in, whatever you want to call it. Put you a little bit on there. And then you want to put it back, put your tie rod in back up in here, spin it around, make sure that washer stays on there. And you just keep spinning it, working it. Hopefully there's enough light. And basically what you want to do is these things have like little clips on them. And you want to make sure you spin it, that little washer, just keep spinning until she starts getting tight, like so. And then you have this little, alright, this little thing right here, it's got these little locks on it. You want to make sure you line those up, and they go into right here, into the little notches right here, if you can see the notches. Them little notches right there. You'll know when it's in there because the washer will stop and it'll do that. Now we got it all screwed in. Sorry about all the videos. But then you take your pipe wrench and put it back on there. Ooh. And then just turn it until she's nice and tight. That should be good. And then what you want to do is take your hammer, bend your washer back over this way to keep your inner tie rod in from coming out. Give me a second and I'll show you. Take you a little, well, I don't have a little hammer. That's about all I got. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get up in here with a pry bar. Take the pry bar, put it back right there. Took pins over like that. I switched up hammers. Sorry, dude. Alright, that's it. Grab your zip tie. Put it around, but don't tighten the zip tie all the way yet. After you got your tie rod in, don't tighten it all the way. Shove it back over. Fit it through the hole. Alright. And then what you want to do is shove in. Oh man. Shove in on your tie rod a little bit. Like that. Shove it back over so you can get the boot on. Once you get the boot on, you want to reach up in here somewhere. Once you get the boot fully on, you want to reach up in here, grab this zip tie, double check, make sure you got the boot on as far as you can get it, and then just pull your zip tie tight. Ooh, and then you can start repeating your process on, and there's your zip tie. Then you can start repeating your process and your steps of however many times you counted to get that on. To take your outer tie rod off, let's get the new one. Alright, you want to put your nut on, and then like you did the last time, just start at the bottom. And you want to count your turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. And you just want to pull this down here. Yeah. Take it back up first. But you want to make sure you can just give it enough to spin to where you can put it back up in there. All right, you're going to take it once you get it all screwed back in. Oh, sometimes you have to fight with it. There we go. Then you take your castle nut, put it on there, a couple threads. All right, now we're ready to zip it back down. All right, once you got your nut on there, you want to make sure you tighten this down. And this will be one size up. So we just want to make sure we get it nice and snug. And then take our vehicle, make sure we always take our vehicle in, get in alignment. All right, that's nice and snug. Now we need to figure out what size.
20.
My partner says 20, so we're gonna get it done. Then you find the right socket. It's 21. 21 fits. Put it on your impact, 1/2 inch. Make sure we're going the right way. Put it on there. We want to check our Carter pin hole. And there's our Carter pin hole, so we should be good. That's nice and tight. Here, what you want to do is take your new Carter pin that comes in with the kit. Slide it in there like so. Take the cutters, come in behind here, just grab them like this, pull up, and then take one. It's in there, like I did, and then grab it, pull one over, beat the top of it, and then just slide the other one down. That's it. There's your inner tie rod ends. Thanks for watching. Hope the video wasn't too complicated.
So that's gonna wrap it up for my review and the install of this front, inner, and outer tie rod set fitting all 2005 to 2018 four-wheel drive Toyota Tacomas, and you can find this right here at extremeterrain.com.